I think after 22 years, I know for us, the key to kind of holding it all together is really knowing how to have those difficult conversations.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of couples, and I think that we will put it off as long as we can, and things will just go unsaid. And then both of us just kind of get to a point where it's like, you know what, let's just talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just, what are we doing here? You know, and that's a lot of times how these conversations, I'll just be like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? What's going on here? You know? So we've learned how to communicate what we want. And, you know, I think that now that we've reached a point that we don't really have to have uncomfortable conversations that much these days, because, you know, we're very honest with each other, you know, and that after so many years of like being the person who's like, oh my God, if he got his hands on my phone, oh God, you know, I was always like in fear of like, don't leave your phone unattended, because if he picks up your phone, like God only knows, like, you know, God, but it's so nice not to have to do that anymore.
Right.
Now we're just like, you know, I mean, we don't share everything. Like, I'm not going to, you know, be like, oh my God, you'll never guess what I just did. But we like to kind of like, you know, maybe we're going out to dinner and like we're having a couple of glasses of wine and like, you know, it'll just kind of come up in conversation. Like, oh, so what have you been up to lately? Anything?
I have to say, those are some of my favorite conversations. And because of that, that's how they started for us too, more or less, is that on nights out, away from the kids, just two of us over drinks, it would start to come up. And I would really enjoy those conversations. I love to hear about what he's been up to.
Yeah, me
and
too.
so now that has become more and more just frequent, and not necessarily, doesn't necessarily require a night out and a cocktail, but, you know, they can just kind of happen more naturally.
Yeah.